Shalom, family. Welcome back to the channel. Uh, Pray everybody's been doing uh, well as can be expected in the times that we're in. Uh, Family, I want to talk about the signs of the times. Now, there has been people who misinterpreted uh, the scripture where it said evil and wicked generation seek after a sign. But that was actually talking about uh, non-believers. See, people who don't believe in Mashiach or don't believe in the Most High always got to have a sign, you know, to confirm something. They just can't believe on faith or the word of Yahushua. So they always seek after a sign. So let's read Matthew 16. Um, let's start with verse 1 through 4. The Pharisees, also with the Sadducees, came and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. And he answered and said unto them, when it is evening, you say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning, it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, you can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall be no sign be given unto it but the sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left them and departed. See, these were Pharisees and Sadducees. They never believed nothing. They were always trying to test Mashiach, wanting to see signs and things like that. But that wasn't pertaining to the believers, the Most High's believers, the followers of Mashiach. See, if that were the case, then Mashiach wouldn't have spent the whole chapter of Matthew 24 telling you the signs to look for. Let's read some of them. Matthew 24, I'm going to start with verse 3 and just kind of skip through the different verses, okay? And he sat upon the Mount of Olives. Disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? See, they're asking for a sign. See, not in disbelief, but they just kind of want to know what to look out for. Let's drop down to verse 6. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Don't we hear that today? See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. See, we see all these wars and wickedness and all this going on about us. Well, those are signs. The signs that Mashiach told you to look out for. So believers are not a wicked and adulterous generation looking out the sign. We're just looking out for what Mashiach said will begin to happen. Okay, he gave us the signs. Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famine and pestilence and earthquake in diverse places. Don't we see that today? See, he spoke of these things, these signs, for us to know. Now, he never gives us the exact date, time, year, or nothing. He just told you to watch for these things because they're going to begin to happen. And we're living it out right now. Verse 8 says, all these are beginning of sorrow. See, this what we're going through now is the beginning of sorrow. It's going to get much worse before it's all over with. I mean, we see China and the U.S., threatening each other. Now we got Russia and the U.S., doing their little saber rattling, and all these things. Well, it was already spoken of in Matthew chapter 24 by Mashiach. See? But me, myself, I'm not concerned with it. I already know it's supposed to happen. All that does is just let me know how close we are to Mashiach returning. That's all it means to me. They can go to war tomorrow for all I care. It doesn't faze me a bit. Let's see another one. Go down to verse 15. When you therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place, whoso read it, let him understand. Now, verse 21. For then there shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. See, things are going to get so bad. It's never happened since the beginning. He said it never will happen again. It's going to be so bad. Verse 24. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it was possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Now, I'm glad that word if is in there. If it was possible. See, because if you one of the Most High's elect, you study, you follow the words of Mashiach, then you shouldn't get deceived by these false Christs and signs, false signs, from the Antichrist and all this stuff. That's why I say if it was possible, they'll deceive the very elect. Meaning that, if you're really not familiar with the word or nothing like that, then you can be deceived too. Okay? What's another sign? Verse 27. For as the lightning come out of the east and shine even unto the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. See, all these signs. So when it say, the wicked and adulterous generation seek after sign, it's not speaking to the Most High's people, the true believers. He wants us to know the signs. Now, far as the day and hour that he comes, no, nobody knows that. Not even the angels. He's just telling you the precursors to his return and destruction. Verse 29 says, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heaven shall be shaken. Verse 30. And then shall appear the sign, a sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Let's go down to verse 32. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When its branch is yet tender and put forth leaves, you know that summer is nigh. See, when we see all these things begin to happen, they get worse and worse. uh, we know that our redemption is drawing near, family. You know, we're in a world of darkness right now. Even though we're the children of light, us that believe, we're just in a world of darkness. And for the life of us, we just can't even see a crack of day coming. I mean, we wake up every day hoping to see a little daylight beginning to break through the darkness, and we wake up to it getting worse. Am I right? It just seems like the darkness is never going to go away. It just increases, keep getting dark. Every day you wake up, they add something worse to whatever's going on there. So in our carnal vision, we can't see any light in this matter. Spiritually, we should see light begin to break through, because the Most High is fulfilling his prophecy, and as it is being fulfilled, then daybreak will start coming. And that's what we want, daybreak. But right now, just looking at things carnally or through just our physical eyes and not spiritually, it seems that darkness is here to stay. You know, this world getting more and more wicked by the hour. But we of faith know that daybreak is just right around the corner. Verse 33 say, so likewise ye, when you shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verse 42 says, watch therefore, for you know not what hour your Elohim does come. See, we're supposed to watch. You know, if we go to what chapter is that? I think it's in Genesis, where Genesis 1, I think 1 and 14. It says, and the Most High said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. See, those heavenly bodies that the Most High placed in the firmament, the sun, moon, and stars, they're for signs and seasons. Now, we don't get into sun worship, moon worship, stargazing, and all that. They're just for signs. Because think about it, family. Our forefathers didn't have Rolexes, you know, to tell time by. They knew what time of day it was and the season, just by the moon and stars and sun. So they were put there for signs. They're not put there to be worshipped. You know, we worship the Creator, not the creation. So don't get into all that old star stuff, trying to tell futures and all that by that. That's not what that's for. Okay. You're getting into something else then. Let's read Romans chapter 13, verse 11 through 13. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep. For now our salvation is nearer than when we believed. See? He said, we got to wake up out of this sleep. He said, because your salvation is a lot nearer than when you first believed. Verse 12 says, the night is far spent. The day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. See, this darkness in this world, it's far spent. In other words, it's been going on long enough, and the Most High is beginning to judge the nations and everything else. You know, that the daybreak is coming, because this has gone on for long enough, and we just have to stick it out. You know, remain in faith. The scriptures say those that endure, you know, to the end shall be saved. So it's not about how fast people run. It's you know, how long you can endure this stuff. You know, and that's what we have to do. And it's not very comfortable, family. You know, just looking at it from the outside, it seems like the wicked is winning. You know, that's what it appears to be. But we don't judge things by appearances, do we? We're not supposed to. You know, so it may appear that the wicked is just having a field day. I mean, their wickedness has no end. That's, you know, runs across our mind every day when we see it. Wow, man, what are they gonna do tomorrow? What they gonna do next? You know, it seems no end to it, but it is. The Most High is only going to allow things to go so far. You know, it's the limit on everything. He has placed the limit on everything. So, we're good. We're good, family. I know it don't look like it from time to time. You know, and some of us tend to get a little stressed or anxious, you know, because we're tired. You know, we're wanting this to be over. Those of us who love the Most High, you know, we would like for it to be over, you know, but we're just gonna have to go through some stuff, man. That's just it. You know, it's no other way around it. As long as you drawing breath, you're gonna go through this. The only ones who not is the ones who the Most High calls in before or during, you know, this tribulation period. But other than that, those of us who, you know, remain alive, we're gonna take our share of bumps and bruises, family. Make no mistake about that. You know, this is not Christian church where we sit up and just say all the right things. We have to say it like it is. Things are going to get rough, even for us who believe. You know, they want to teach all this pie in the sky and all this stuff. Oh, everything's gonna be all right for Christians. You know, all you need to do is believe. You know, no, we going through some stuff, fam. We are. And there's just no two ways about that. We're gonna go through, we're gonna take our share of bumps and bruises before it's all said and done. Luke chapter 21, verse 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your head, for your redemption draws nigh. See, it's nowhere in there where it say, if these things come to pass. It said when they come to pass, meaning they are going to come to pass. It didn't say maybe these things will come to pass. It said when. It's a matter of when, not if. So, but he says, you know, when we begin to see these signs that Mashiach plainly laid out for us in the whole chapter of Matthew 24, when we begin to see these signs, and when they become to pass, he said, look up, because your redemption draws nigh. we have to look at Noah. Now, he was instructed by the Most High to build an ark. Probably ain't rained in 6 months, you know. But he was obedient. He kept preaching to the people, and he kept right on building the ark. See? So that's the way we have to be, family. We may not see the signs, we may not see anything, but we are to remain obedient and in faith. You know, the Most High is going to keep his word. You know, no word that ever came out of his mouth went back to him void without accomplishing the thing that he sent it to. See, we have to remember that. You know, like I say, we shouldn't need a sign to believe. See, we walk in faith. Okay. What does Hebrews 7 say? You know, about now faith. You know, is the substance of things hoped for. You know, we don't see it, we just believe it, and that's just it. In fact, let me see if I can find that exact quote. I think it's Hebrews. Well, I'm on a different deal here. Just give me just a minute. Yeah, it's Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. It said, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good testimony. See, our elders believed even though they had not seen. See, all our foreparents that believed the Most High, they died without seeing the promise. You know, the new covenant of Mashiach, but they died believing. Okay? We have an example of that when we look at what Mashiach said to Thomas. It's John chapter 20. I think we started verse 26. And after 8 days, again his disciples were within, and Thomas was with them. Then came Mashiach, the doors being shut, and stood in the midst, and said, peace be unto you. In other words, shalom. Then he said to Thomas, reach hither thy finger, and behold my hands, and reach hither thy hand, and thrust it into my side, and be not faithless, but believing. And Thomas answered and said unto him, my Elohim, my Adonai. Verse 29 said, Mashiach said unto him, Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed. But then he said, blessed are they that have not seen and yet believed. See, we haven't seen him, family, but yet we believe. See, we're not asking Mashiach to show us a sign from heaven that he's real or he's who he says he is, and we just believe it and have not seen it. See, Thomas had to actually see him and, you know, go through all them little tests, sticking his finger here and there, and Mashiach said, okay, you believe because you see me. He said, but blessed are them who believe who have not seen. But just making a long story short, family, It is the evil and wicked generation that seeks after a sign. See, they don't know what's really going to go on. But we have signs that Mashiach himself gave us to watch for. He's not wanting this any of this to come and catch us off guard or unaware. So he give us the signs. And like I say, he didn't give us no date, hour, year, or nothing like that, because all that's in the hands of the Most High. But he let you know what to look out for and how close things are just by what he told you would happen. And that's what we go by. We can't predict no date, no time, no year, but we see the signs, And in Luke it say, when you see these things come to pass, look up, because your redemption draws near. And so that's what we do. He gave us signs. But he was speaking of the Pharisees and Sadducees and all them folk. They wasn't going to believe it no way. They were always wanting a sign. Well, show us this. If you the son of the Most High, show us that. They need a sign. And he said, well, no sign was going to be given to you except for the sign of the prophet Jonah. And that he spent 3 days in the belly of the whale. And I'm going to spend 3 days in the belly of the earth. That's the only sign you're going to get. Okay? So, family, all we can do is stay in prayer each and every day. Things are going to happen. And by the Most High's grace, we'll get through them. Even when it's rough. There's no such thing as because we believe that we'll live life without trouble. Most of us now, even those of you that's listening, have experienced some discomfort in many ways. Me and my family, the whole family here, had to go through this pestilence-like illness. But the Most High was faithful, and we recovered easily, without seeking any medical attention. We prayed about it, and the Most High, just kicked right in and put us back 100. Okay? And I've had other friends this has happened to, and same results. They prayed about it, Most High healed them. So it's not that we're not going to go through things, family. Don't let these people tell you that because we follow and love Mashiach and in obedience that we're going to live a trouble-free, illness-free life. It's not true. We're going to go through some things. But the key to it is to remain in faith. Keep your trust in the Most High, not in man. All right? Seek him when you are in trouble, when you're in financial difficulty, when you're in health difficulties. Seek out the Most High first and foremost. Don't put any other thing in front of him. Seek him first, and he will guide you into recovery with whichever way you need to go. Okay? All right, family. This wasn't intended to be a long video, and I just wanted to kind of encourage us in these days of trouble, tribulation, however you want to put it. Just keep watching. Stay alert. Don't go back to sleep. This is not the time to take a nap, okay? Stay awake. Not to live in stress and worry and all that. Just pay attention. Pay attention to the signs that Mashiach gave us in Matthew 24. And then live your life in peace as best you can. Okay? All right, family. Till next time, I'm going to say shalom. Peace.